गणपतये नमः। ॐ घं गणपतये नमः। ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सरावसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ श्रेयानि कानि जपवानि जन्मधाराय गरुडानि च तानि तानि विनाशान्ति प्ररक्षमं परे परे। जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार। ओम 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 जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव अर्धंगी धारा। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव अर्धंगी धारा। हर शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे। एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे। अंदनन गरुडासन वृषवाहन साजे। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। चतुर्भुज दशमुख अति सोहे। दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दशमुख अति सोहे। त्रिगुण रूप निरखते त्रिभुवन जन मोहे। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। अक्षामल वनमाला वृंदामल धारी। अक्षामल वनमाला वृंदामल धारी। त्रिपुररिकन सारी करमाला धारी। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। गुण स्वामी जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे, गुण स्वामी जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे। आहत शिवानंद स्वामी सुख संपत्ति पावे। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा हर शिव ओंकारा। 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 जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। महादेवा 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 महादेवा। जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर। जय शिव शंकर महादेवा। प्रेम से बोलो शंकर भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। My dear devotees, firstly, allow me to take this opportunity and say to each and every one of you, Sabkoi Sitaram, And thank you also very, very much for being here. Of course, very special Sitaram and welcome to my Pitaji, Panakim Raj. Baba, thank you so very much for always accompanying us and being here and giving us your love and your support. A very special welcome to the very powerful and dynamic group that I have, the Dhruva Shakti Kirtan Mandali. And of course, the Sankhya television, one of the #1 stations when it comes to promoting, enlightening and increasing awareness of Hinduism locally and internationally. So of course, to Omkarji and Shirley Devi, thank you also very much for being here. And to all the viewers that are looking at us, I say to all of you, Sita Ram, and thank you for tuning in. My dear devotees, our Katha tonight, very simple, very beautiful, and very much easy to understand. But before we begin, right where you are, I ask each and every one of you to put your hands together. Close your beautiful eyes and bow your hands. And devotees, as your eyes are closed and your hands are bowed, I ask you to meditate upon the divine form of Shiv Baba. And as you meditate upon him, I ask you to focus upon the sound of my voice.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samabhrabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakara Sarvada Saraswati Namastuvayam Vadarekha Marupane Vidya Ramham Karishyami Sirhi Bhava Tumi Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmaya Shri Guru Namaha Sirhi Bodhi Pradevi Bhakti Mukti Pradayani Mandra Murti Saradevi Mahalakshmi Namostute Karpuragaram Karunavataram Sansarasaram Bhujagendraharam Saravasandham Hridayaravinda Bhavam Bhavane Sahitam Namami Om Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya 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 Om Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya. Bring se bolo Shankar Bhagwan ki jai, Uma Bari Mahadev ki jai. As we clap, as we sing, as we glorify the name of Shiv Baba. Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya.
प्रेम से बोलो शंकर भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय. So my dear devotees, our katha, as I said, very simple, very beautiful, and very much easy for each and every one of us to understand. And I want to begin by asking you a question. What is the greatest feeling in this world? What is the greatest feeling in this world? Anybody want to take a guess? The greatest feeling in this world is seeing a smile on your parents' face and knowing you are the reason behind that smile. I'll say that again. The greatest feeling in the world is seeing your parents smile and knowing you are the reason behind that smile. What is the worst feeling in the world? The worst feeling in the world is seeing tears fall from your parents' eyes and knowing you are the reason why. The worst feeling in this world is seeing your parents in pain and you know you are the reason why. My dear devotees, in society today, For those of you that have children, when your children win, you as the parent, you feel you win. When your child succeeds, you as the parent, you feel you succeed. When your child overcomes and conquers and is victorious, you feel as a parent that you have also conquered. When your child is in pain, that parent feels that pain. When a child has fallen, that parent feels like they have also fallen. When a child has failed, that parent thinks they have also failed. Greatest feeling in this world, children, is seeing your parents smile and knowing they are smiling because of something you did. Seeing your parents smile and knowing that they are smiling because you have made them proud. Parents, how many of you smile when your children succeed? How many of you smile and that smile is because you are proud of your son or you are proud of your daughter? Parents, how many of you cry and those tears falling from your eyes is because of your son, because of your daughter? How many parents, they go to sleep every night with pain in their heart, worry in their mind because of that child? How many parents, they go to sleep with pride in their heart because of their son or daughter? Our Katha tonight, it speaks about a father and a son. However, this son, he wasn't the cause of the long-term smiles on his father's face, but he was the cause of the long-term tears that rolled from his father's eyes. As we enter our scriptures tonight, we clap, we sing as we create that vibration. Dum 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 dum, damaru baje. Dum 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 dum, damaru baje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje. Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje. Dum 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 dum, damaru baje. Dum damaru baje. Oh, dum 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 dum, damaru baje.
Dum damaru baje.
Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Hari Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Hari Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje. Damaru baje. Dum damaru baje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje. Hari Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta baje.
Gana 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 ganta baje.
Gana 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 ganta baje.
Gana 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 ganta baje.
Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Hare Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Dum 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 dum, damaru baje.
Dum 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 damaru baje.
Oh, dum 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 dum, damaru baje.
Dum 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 damaru baje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje. Hare Bholenath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Hare Kashinath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Hare Kashinath Shiva Shambhu bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta baje.
Gana gana gana
Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Oh!
Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gan 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Oh, gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Oh, dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Oh, gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Oh, gana 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 gan 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 gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Oh, gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Oh, dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Hey, Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gan 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Oh, gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gana 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 ganta bhaje.
Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Gaurinath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje. Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Dam 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 damaru bhaje.
Bholenath
Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Har Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje. Bholenath Shiva Shambhu Bhaje.
Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. It is said once there was this father by the name of Yajnadatta. And Yajnadatta, my dear devotees, he was the definition of simplicity. He was a Brahman, a priest, and he was very simple. Not only was he the definition of simplicity, but he was the definition of knowledge. It is said, Yajnadatta, he was filled with knowledge from the Vedas, the Puranas, the scriptures. He would chant his mantras day and night. He would always invoke that fire and perform his job, his havan, his devotion. He was very well respected. Everyone adored him and cherished him and treasured him. And Yajnadatta, my dear devotees, together with his Dulahin, he had a son by the name of Guna Nidhi. And Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, he brought joy to Yajnadatta. He brought joy to his mother. And as he started to grow in life, Yajnadatta started to train his son and guide his son along the correct pathway, the dharmic pathway of life. And this child, he started to learn, he started to grow, he started to prosper. And Yajnadatta, he felt proud. You know why? Because he was shaping his son to be the best version of himself. Parents, I am positive that every one of you listening to us tonight, you would love for your son or your daughter to become the best version of themselves. You feel proud when you are able to guide them and train them in the proper way so that they become the best, most successful version of themselves. And you know something, parents, when you have a son or you have a daughter, as you see them grow in life, on the verge of becoming their best selves, you wish you can give them 5 gifts. You have 5 wishes for them. 5 things you wish you can teach them and have them always remember. Parents, what are the 5 things you wish you can leave with your child forever? You can give to your child. You can teach your child as they grow and become their best selves. Anybody know? Parents? It is said, one of the first things a parent wishes to gift to their child or wishes to see as their child grows or teach their child starts with letter H. Humility. See that word called humility? It is a very powerful word. And parents, they wish to see that child is being very humble. They wish to teach that child that the world does not revolve around them, but they are part of something larger. It is that an ignorant and an arrogant child believes the world revolves around him or her. However, when a parent blesses their child, teaches their child, guides their child to be humble, that child is aware, you know what? The world doesn't revolve around me. I am just part of it. And for the little time that I am here, I have to do what I have to do in the best way possible. A humble person, my dear devotees, they understand that. But sadly, in the world today, as children grow up, they are trained to believe the world revolves around them. And when they are trained to believe the world revolves around them, they don't care for anyone other than themselves. People who believe the world revolves around them, they live by a mantra called me, myself, and I. It is that a parent, they wish to give that child the ability to be humble. Teach that child to always be humble as they go and as they grow through life. What is the second gift a parent wishes to give to their child or teach their child? Starts with letter E. Take a guess. Empathy. See that word called empathy? It is said one of the gifts that a parent gives to their child or teaches their child is empathy. Where a child is able to understand things from other people's perspectives, feel the pain of other people. We are living in a world, if you are not empathetic, you can cripple everyone and anyone you meet. And we are living in a society today where sometimes we feel like people are heartless. We ever see someone do something and you say to yourself, you don't have a heart, boy? How are you so cold? Empathy, my dear devotees, when you possess it, you can, as we say, feel the pain of someone else. Example, let us say you're going to work and on the highway you shut down. So you pull on the side and you call your boss and you said, boss, I will be running late. I've just shut down on the highway. And you know what your boss does? He says, it is 7:45, work starts at 8, you have 15 minutes to get here. That boss has no empathy. However, you call that boss and you say, boss, I've shut down. And that boss says, hey, listen, do you want me to send any of the co-workers to come for you? Do you want any help? That is okay. Take your time. When you reach, you reach. That is empathy. The boss understood the situation. How many people in the world today, they are blessed with empathy, where they can understand things from other people's perspective, see things from other people's point of view. It is said the second gift a parent wishes to give their child is that that child is always empathetic, blessed with empathy. So humility and empathy. What's the third gift as a parent you want to see in your child, you want to give your child, you want to teach your child? Starts with letter R. Resilience. See that word called resilience? Every parent wants to know that their child is resilient, meaning strong, brave. We live in a world, my dear devotees, where every corner you turn, somebody is waiting to push you back. Where every corner you turn, some obstacle is waiting to block your pathway. And if you are not resilient, if you are not strong, when adversity comes, you will always falter in life. A parent, they wish that their child, their son or daughter is resilient so that they can stand up to whatever obstacles, whatever problems, whatever difficulties come in their pathway. And I tell you something, my dear devotees, in this world, be resilient. If you fall 7 times, what do? Get up 8. If you fall 99 times, what do? Get up 100 times. Never, ever stay down. So humility, empathy, resilience. What is the fourth gift a parent wish to give their child or teach their child or share with their child? Anybody? Starts with letter K. Kindness. See that word called kindness? I'll tell you something. Kindness is free. Sprinkle it wherever it is you go. But in this world that we live in, we don't sprinkle kindness. We sprinkle hate. We sprinkle pain. Kindness is a very important thing in this world. If you're not kind, or as we say, have that compassion within you, my dear devotees, you as an individual, you're not whole, you're not complete. We live in a world where sometimes we lack that kindness. And kindness can be the simplest of things. A person can be having a bad day. All you have to do is say one kind word to that person. Make that person smile. And that entire day of that person can be transformed. And sometimes even the entire life of that person is transformed. Kindness. And the fifth gift that all parents wish to teach their child or give their child or share with their child starts with letter R as well. Responsibility and accountability. And that is a very important one. Children, mama and papa are not going to be there forever. When you're in trouble, there will come a point in time where you have to stand up on your own. You cannot run to mama, you cannot run to papa again. You'll have to just be there with yourself. Stand on your own. Take responsibility and take accountability. So many of times when things go wrong, when we make a mistake, we don't hold ourselves accountable. We pass the blame on this one and pass the blame on that one. But in this world, you have to take responsibility. You have to be accountable for your actions. At a point in time when you grow, children, you will have to stand on your own 2 feet. You'll have to take care of yourselves. You'll have to take care of your own family. And all parents, they wish that they can teach, give, or share responsibility, share accountability to their child. So those are the gifts. Humility, empathy, resilience, kindness, responsibility, and accountability. Parents, how many of you have begun already sharing these gifts to your children? How many of you have finished sharing these gifts and you've shared more as well? How many of you you're about to start now? And tonight, Yajnadatta and his son, they shared a good relationship at the start. But listen to what is about to take place in their life. Listen to how that child, Guna Nidhi, is about to be the reason for the tears flowing from the eyes of his father. Hariya Shankara Shiva Shankara Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva Shankara Shankara Shambho.
Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara,
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara,
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara,
Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
It is said, my dear devotees, Yajnadatta, he would learn from his father, and his father was very proud of him. However, he arrived at that point in his life where that father performed the Yajnapavit Sanskar, or as we say, the Janeo, the tread ceremony. Performing this ceremony for his son, he was so proud of him. His son was learned, his son was filled with knowledge, and his son was on the journey of becoming his best self. However, when that child did Janeo, and that father expected that child to be responsible and accountable, that child started to enter the wrong roads of life. That child, my dear devotees, having done his Janeo, he started to enter the dark pathways of life. Listen to what this child is about to do. Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiv Shankara, Shiv Shankara Shambho.
My dear devotees, that child having took that Janeo, and now his father is expecting him to be responsible, be accountable. That child begins to enter the dark roads of life, the wrong roads of life. And this child, he entered a road of gambling. He gave up the books, he gave up the Vedas, he gave up the Puranas, and he started to gamble. Every day he would go and he would gamble, and this is how he started to live his life. A young boy, a young child, his father unaware of everything that was going on, because in the mind of the father, he knew his son was at that age where his son was responsible now. He knew he did everything for that child to be the best version of himself. Never in the wildest dreams of that father did he think his son at such a young age would start to gamble. And Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, giving up the books, giving up the Puranas, he started a gamble. Listen to what is about to take place. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Everybody, follow.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. 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 Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. So what did Guna Nidhi do? Having taken that journey, he started to enter the wrong roads of life. His father now giving him that responsibility, trusting that his child would do the correct thing. That son started a gamble. And he started to hide it from the father. The father, my dear devotees, Yajnadatta, a respected Brahman priest, had a son who was a gambler. And my dear friends, guess what happened? After the first day, he gambled. Second day, he did it again. Third day, fourth day. And what do you realize? Every day he's going back and back again. He started to get addicted. He started to get addicted. Keeping this a secret from his father, he started to gamble every day. But when you're gambling, my dear devotees, problems will always come. He may have won the first day, he may have won the second day, but then he started to lose. He started to lose money. And this child, growing into a young man, having just done his journey, in the mind of his father, he's perfect. Gambling, my dear devotees, he started to lose. And what do you think he did next? You think he stopped? Of course not. He went home and he went to his mother. And you know what he told his mother? He started to ask her for money. He started to ask her for gold. Started to ask her for silver. And this mother of his, realizing the dark road he is going down, you know what the mother did? How many of you said the mother stopped him right there? The mother gave him the money. The mother gave him the gold. The mother gave him the silver. Why? Kya baat. In the eyes of that mother, in the eyes of many mothers, sometimes the child can make the biggest of mistakes. But that's your son. That's your daughter. And we live in a world, sometimes a child will do something so wrong, and the mother or father might still say, he's innocent. He was a good boy. And this mother, my dear devotees, knowing what her son is doing, she gave him the money. She gave him the gold. She gave him the silver. He went and he gambled. And every day now he would come and ask his mother now for money. And she continued to encourage it. It is said, Yajnadatta, innocent as can be, unaware of what is taking place in his own home. How many people today, they don't know what's going on in their own home. But everybody on the outside know what's happening in your home. Jai Shri Ram. That's the world we're living in now. You know how hurtful it is to know something is happening in your own home and you don't know? And you meet somebody in your outside and they tell you what's going on? My dear devotees, when Yajnadatta finished his worship, he finished his puja, and he would return home, he would always ask his Dullahin, where's my beautiful child? Where's my brilliant son? I am not seeing him these days. I'm only glimpsing him now and again. Since he took Janeyu, he's so busy. I don't see him. Where is he? And you know what the mother did? Do you think the mother told the father? No. The mother started to make up excuses for her son. So the first day, when Yajnadatta asked, she said he is taking a bath. He said, okay. Next day when he came home from his puja, he asked, where's my son? He is learning mantras. Third day, when Yajnadatta came home, where's my son? He's performing puja. Fourth day, where's my son? He's studying with his friends. And every day, my dear devotees, the mother made excuses upon excuses upon excuses for that child. And that father, unaware, because he knew he was training his son to be the best version of himself, he didn't think for the slightest that his son was destroying not only his reputation, but the reputation of the father as well. And the mother continued to lie for this child over and over and over. The father would just glimpse him, son, are you good? Yeah, Papa, I'm good. And then he would go again. And my dear devotees, as that child continued to become more and more addicted to gambling, continuing to borrow money from his mother, continuing to borrow the gold and the silver and the gems and the bronze and the copper, whatever it is they had in their home that was valuable, expensive, worth something, he would take it and gamble it away. Some days he would win, more days he would lose. And as time went on, my dear devotees, this child, he arrived at the age for marriage. Listen to what his father is about to do. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara,
Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Bolo re.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Devotees, as that child arrived at that age for marriage, that father looking at his son, feeling so proud of him, he said, my child, you have arrived at that age now where I need to find a beautiful dullahin for you. But not just any dullahin. Your dullahin must come from a noble background, a righteous background, a pure background. Someone who will uphold our name and not bring shame to it. Little did Yajnadatta know that his own son was bringing shame to that name. Yajnadatta, looking at his son, so proud of him, he said, I will organize and find someone for you. And so said, my dear devotees, so done. Yajnadatta found a beautiful Dulahin from a beautiful family for Guna Nidhi. And bringing them together, he did their viva, their marriage ceremony. Listen to what takes place. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. 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 Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. 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 Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu. 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 Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. So Yajnadatta, he got his beautiful son Guna Nidhi, got him married. And when he got married, now my dear devotees, his mother looked at his son and she said, "Son, I would like to speak to you now that you're married." So he went, he sat next to his mother, right on the side of her. And you know what that mother told him? She looked at her son and she said, "Son, I have hid your evil ways from your father. But now you're married. Now you have responsibility, you have someone to look after, son. Give up the gambling. Give up your evil ways and stop doing it. Stop living your life as a secret from your father. Stop living your life gambling. Because son, the reputation of your father is very high. People look up to him, people adore him, people treasure him and cherish him. He's brilliant and he's very well respected. His father as well, your grandfather, Guna Nidhi, your grandfather was even well respected. This beautiful Dulahin that you have brought to my home, her father is well respected. It will not look proper now, knowing what you are doing. You have arrived at this age for marriage. People will see it as childhood. People will see it as childishness in the past. But if you continue to do it now, they would laugh at your father. If you continue to gamble now, they would say your father and I didn't treat you and train you in the proper way. We neglected you, we abandoned you, we led you astray. Therefore, Guna Nidhi, give up your evil ways. And instead of spending time with these gamblers, spend time at the feet of your father. Go with him in his prayers and his puja. Go with him while he's in pilgrimage. Go with him while he's doing worship. Spend your time and make friends with the Brahmin boys in the village. And leave your past in the past. leave this evil way of life in the past. They will look at it as childlessness, but now they would see you as a man with responsibility, and you cannot bring shame to your father's name, not to my name, not to your Dulahin and her parents. Therefore, Guna Nidhi, give up these evil ways, give up these toxic ways, and devote back yourself to your books, devote back yourself to your scriptures, the Purans, the Vedas. And Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, listening to the words of his mother, he smiled. And you know what he did? What do you think he did? He let it go through this year and come out the next year. Because my dear devotees, when you do something for too long, it becomes a bad habit. And bad habits are very difficult to break. Now let me pause here and let me ask you something. So far in the Katha, who is wrong? The mother? Many of you will say, Baba, yes, the mother is wrong because now she's coming to talk to him. When he's addicted to it, she should have stopped him when he started. She should have never encouraged it. She should have ended it before it began. And here now, she's trying to convince him to stop. But sometimes it's a little too late. Sometimes when you get addicted to something, it's very difficult to stop. And Guna Nidhi, listening to the words of the mother, he didn't care. He didn't care that he had a Dulahin to take care of. He didn't care about his name, his reputation. He didn't care about his father anymore. And remember what I told you in the beginning? The greatest feeling in the world is to see your parents smile and know you are the reason why. The worst feeling in the world is to see tears from their eyes and know you are the reason why. Well, Guna Nidhi, he saw tears from his mother. He was the reason why. But he didn't care. He didn't care. Parents, I ask you again, as I asked you in the beginning, how many of you go to bed with tears in your eyes because your children have done you wrong? How many of you go to sleep with pain and worry and doubt and fright because your child cannot let go of that bad habit? That child who you have raised and nurtured. Look how good Guna Nidhi was raised. He was raised with a Brahman family with so much love and devotion. And if he can turn evil, you and I can go the same pathway, my dear devotees. And that is the reality of the world. Sometimes as a parent you may say, Baba, I do so much for this child. I don't know why he's doing this to me now. And sometimes you're correct. Sometimes you did nothing wrong. But sometimes the influence on the outside is what transforms your son or your daughter. Sometimes it's the company that they keep, the places that they go, that transform them. How many of times you hear in school, a child home, he's the most loving child, but when he goes to school, he's a different person. Because the friends are influencing him. And the teacher calls the parent, your child is giving trouble. My child? That can't be my child. And the parent, just like the mother of Guna Nidhi, supports and stands for that child, not knowing that the child is really doing the wrong things. Why? Because of the influence in the classroom. The parents say, when my child comes home, he's loving, he's kind, he's a good boy, good girl. But when he go out there, he's a bad John. And that's the reality of the world, my dear devotees. And Guna Nidhi, hearing the words of his mother, he didn't care. He didn't care that he was the reason for her tears. He continued to gamble. He continued to take money. He didn't ask her anymore. He just took it. Any valuable item in the home, he just took it. Whatever he found, whatever he laid his hands on, he took, he gambled. Sometimes he won, but more times he lost. My dear devotees, it is said one day, while gambling, something took place in his life. And I want you to remember this. What is in the dark will one day come into the light. Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, neglecting his Dulahin, neglecting his mother. In the eyes of the father, he is still God. In the eyes of his father, that son is doing nothing wrong. The father still didn't know what was taking place. It is said one day Guna Nidhi, he came home in trouble, in debt, needing something to gamble off. And you know what he sees? He sees the ring that his father wears. A ring decked in gems, expensive. And you know what he did? Without thinking that his father would realize the ring is missing, because this is the ring the father wears every day, he took it and he went and he gambled. It is said, my dear devotees, as that child gambled away that ring, that same evening, when that father was walking home, listen to what takes place. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadishwara. Devotees, clap with me as we sing, as we glorify. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. 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 Shiva 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 Shambha Shiva Shambha Mahadeva. 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 Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shiva 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 Shambho Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. 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 Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shiva 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 Shambho Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. 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 Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara. Shankara Karunakara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara.
जगदीश्वरा शंकरा करुणाकरा परमेश्वरा जगदीश्वरा शिव 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 शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा 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 शंकरा करुणाकरा परमेश्वरा जगदीश्वरा 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 शिव 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 शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा शिव 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 शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा शिव 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 शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा शिव 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 शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा 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 महादेवा
Shiva 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 Shambha Shiva Shambha Mahadeva Shankar Bhagwan ke. My dear devotees, it is said that same day that Guna Nidhi, he took the ring of that father and gambled it away. When that father finished his puja and he was walking home, guess what happened? He happened to walk past where some gamblers were. And while walking past, he saw a ring that looked very familiar. Continue walking, he looked at his finger and he realized his ring is not on his finger. So he stopped and he turned around and he went back and he looked at the ring and he saw the gambler and he said, "My friend, where did you get that ring?" And you know what the gambler told him? The gambler looked at him and he said, "Oh Brahman, oh priest, oh Yajnadatta, do you think I stole that ring? I didn't steal your ring, but your ring was gambled away by your son and I won it." And the moment, my dear devotees, that father heard, "gambled away by your son," his entire body felt cooler. His heart sunk. He wasn't only angry, but he felt sick. Imagine you as an individual, you as a parent, you just got a phone call, or you just got news that your son is indulged in some sort of negative act, some sort of crime, some sort of illegal activity. How would you feel at that point in time? See how your body feels numb when bad news comes? That is how Yajnadatta felt. The gambler looking at Yajnadatta, he said, "Just this morning, your son, he won back the beautiful red sari of his mother." And when Yajnadatta heard that, he was even more furious, but he felt even more sick. He said, "The red sari of my Dulahin, he gambled away." The gambler looked at him and he said, "Don't you know? Your son gambles every day with us. He's one of the leading gamblers with us. He gambles and he gambles and he loses and he loses. And he keeps bringing different things from your home. Vases with gems, jewels, money, gold, silver, the sari, and today your ring
And my dear devotees, that father's entire life, in his eyes, he felt ruined. He felt destroyed. He felt shattered. The gambler continued to speak. He said, your son gambles so much, he doesn't win so much, that even one day he gambled his own clothes. He stood without any clothes in the road, gambling. The father, my dear devotees, the smile that he had on his face because of his child turned to tears because of the child. The father took his scarf, covered his head, bent it low, and he walked home. He walked home ashamed because he thought in his mind, imagine the people I interact with, the people I do puja for, they know this. And I in my own home don't know what is going on. He felt ashamed and he rushed home feeling sick in his stomach, but feeling enraged, filled with anger. He went straight home and he called at his wife. He said, Devi, where is that miserable, wicked, evil child of mine? In the harshest of voice, where is he? And the moment that Dullahan heard the voice of a Dullaha, she knew that he knew the truth. You know what she did? She started to panic. He said, Devi, where's my ring that I wear every day? Where's the vase from here? Where's your red sari that I used to see every day? And she started to panic. You know what she said? She said, Yajnadatta, we have guests coming by us today. Your son, he's busy. He said, no. Every day you told me he's studying with his friends. He's learning mantras. Where in reality he was destroying the reputation that I built. He was destroying his own name, your name, my name. He was destroying everything that I stood for. And you supported him. And you supported him. You lied to me every single day to cover for him. And watch what has happened now. He looked at his Dullahan and he said, Devi, when he returns home, tell him he is not allowed to step foot in this house again. I don't ever want to see his face again. And the entire life of Yajnadatta, my dear devotees, was broken. He quarreled with his wife. Some will say he even disowned her at that point in time for supporting the wrong. But most importantly, he disowned his son. He disowned his son. And when Guna Nidhi returned home, he was told he cannot enter again. He was put on the streets. No money, no food, nothing. Like a beggar. From riches to nothing but a pauper. Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, who had everything at his feet, lost it. And the moment he couldn't enter that home, then and only then did he feel guilty for what he was doing. Sometimes in your life and in my life, it is only when we get catch, then is when we are sorry. That is when we feel guilty. That is when we realize our mistake. When we are doing the wrong thing, in our mind, we are doing the good thing. We are doing the correct thing. But when we get catch, that is where everything comes crumbling down. And Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, out on the streets, nothing to gamble, nothing to eat, nothing to drink, no clothes to change, no food. He wandered along those streets, cursing his luck, thinking how unfortunate I am for doing the wrong things. And he started to ask himself, why did I allow myself to stray from the pathway of Dharma? Why did I allow myself to follow such an unrighteous road? I had everything, and now I can't even get a grain of food to eat, a sip of water. He didn't even know how to beg properly. Walking on those streets, my dear devotees, he went under a tree in the shade and he sat. Tears from his eyes, tears in his mother's eyes, and tears in the eyes of his father. The worst feeling in the world is what? To know and to see the tears from your parents' eyes and know you are the reason why. Guna Nidhi, nothing, sitting by a tree in the shade. Listen to what he sees as we are coming to the end of our katha tonight. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambha.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambha.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambhu.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara,
Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Dimakarim, 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 dimakadim, 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 dimakadim.
Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Dimakarim, 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 dimakarim.
Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara,
Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Guna Nidhi, my devotee is sitting under the tree. All he heard is dimaka dimaka dim, the songs of drums being played. And when he looks around, he sees individuals dressed in beautiful outfits with tarias in their hand with sweets. He sees musical instruments carrying drums, dholaks, harmoniums, majiras. And he goes up to them and he says, "Where are you going?" As the songs of dimaka dimaka dim, dimaka dimaka dim continues to be played in his ears. "Where are you going?" They look at him and they said, "Today is the day of the Mahashivratri, and all of us, we are journeying to the temple to sing, to dance, to do worship to Shiv Baba in the form of that lingam." Guna Nidhi, my dear devotees, who had nothing in life anymore, he decided he would follow them to that temple. He would follow the songs of dimaka dimaka dim as that drum played. And as he goes in direction with all of those, he goes by that temple, seeing the beautiful lingam of Shiv Baba. He sits as the bhajans began to be chanted, the musical instruments began to be played, the mantras were chanted and recited. Guna Nidhi, he sat there thinking that a couple of years ago he knew all the mantras, he knew the Vedas, he knew the Purans, but now because of gambling, because of indulging in the wrong things, he cannot remember it too much again. Sitting in that temple, he sees individuals coming with their thalis, with prasad, with fruit fruits, will bear leaves, an offering on that lingam. Guna Nidhi, having not eaten, he's very, very hungry. He decides he would sit for the entire puja. And when the puja is done, when the worship is finished, when the great night of the Mahashivratri comes to an end, and everyone has left, everyone has fallen asleep, he would go to that lingam and he would take the fruits, he would take the prasad, he would take the sweets, and he would eat. Listen to what takes place on this beautiful night of the Shivatri in the life of Guna Nidhi. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara,
Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho. 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 Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shambho.
Dimakadimakadem, 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 dimakadimakadem. Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. And as the drums begin to play, my dear devotees, Guna Nidhi, he stays in that temple and he observes everyone doing their worship. He listens to the mantra of Shiv Baba being chanted, the bhajans of Shiv Baba being chanted, the dance of Shiv Baba being chanted for the entire night. And when the Mahashivratri came to an end, and everyone, some fell asleep in the temple, some returned to their home, Guna Nidhi, hungry as can be, he gets up and very, very quietly he goes up to the lingam to take the prasad, to take the fruits, to take the cane and the batasa and use that as his food. And as he goes up to that lingam, you know what he does? The diya that was lighting by that lingam, just as this diya is lighting here, it was about to out. So you know what he did? Because the diya was about to out, he couldn't see exactly where the prasad was. So he ripped a piece of his clothing and he made it like a wick and he placed it in the diya and it started to light bright. The moment it started to light brightly, he touched that lingam and he took all the fruits and prasad that he could have held in his hand and he started to sneak out as quietly as possible to partake of these sweets. And as he is sneaking out, my dear devotees, luck had it that he tripped over one of the men sleeping in the temple. And when he tripped over one of the men sleeping in the temple, the man woke up and shouted, "Thief!" Everyone opened their eyes, the lights came on, and Guna Nidhi, caught with all the sweets in his hand, he rushed outside as they started to chase him, and he saw the guards coming towards him. The moment he saw the guards coming towards him, he knew he got caught. He knew he got caught. And you know what he did? Right before the guards approached, the little prasad he had in his hand, the little sweets, he ate it. He ate it because he's hungry. And the guards took him away. My dear devotees, Guna Nidhi, he wasn't born to be on the outside. He was born in a beautiful family. And now he was forced to live on the outside. And you know what? He didn't live long on that outside. He didn't live long after that Shivatri, my dear devotees. And eventually, he took his last breath. Suffering on the outside. Waste away his entire life. He died. But when he died, listen to what takes place. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Hey! Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Everybody!
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva.
Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Just said it. As Guna Nidhi, my devotees, he took his last breath and he died. The servants of Yamraj, they appeared before him in a very fierce form, in a very frightful form. And appearing before Guna Nidhi, he felt fear, he became scared, he became worried. And just when the servants of Yamraj was about to take Guna Nidhi, it is said, the gunners of Lord Shiva arrived there. The moment the gunners of Lord Shiva arrived there, the heavens they burst open. The devas started to shower flowers. The songs of musical instruments started to be played. The gunners of Lord Shiva, looking at the servants of Yamraj, they said, do not touch our devotee, do not touch our bhakta. The servants of Yamraj said, how can he be your bhakta? How can he be your devotee? Listen to what the Shiva Ganas is about to do. Listen to what they are about to say as we bring the curtains down tonight, my dear devotees. Clap with me and sing with me.
Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, 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 Shiva Shankara Shambho.
Prem se bolo Shankar Bhagwan ki, Uma Pari Mahadev ki, Har Har Mahadev ki. And as the gunners of Shiv Baba, the attendants of Shiv Baba arrived there, they told the servants of Yamraj, do not touch our devotee. And they said, why? They became scared of the attendants of Lord Shiva. They said, why? Don't you know what he has done? He is a Brahman and he has wasted his entire life. He has lived a very negative life, very impure and toxic life. He brought tears at the eyes of his parents. He destroyed the reputation of his father. He destroyed his own reputation. He destroyed the reputation of his entire lineage. How can a person like that not come with us to Yamraj? He gambled. He took the gems and the jewels from his mother. And he gambled it, wealth from his mother, and gambled gold, silver, bronze, copper, and gambled clothes, gambled ring, gambled. He indulged in everything that was toxic and everything that was tamasic. And what makes it worse, on the night of Shivatri, when he was kicked out of his home, he stole the prasad of the Lord. How can a person like that ever go with you? He doesn't deserve the touch of you. He doesn't deserve to see Lord Shiva. And you know what the gunners said? They said, oh servants of Yamdev, listen carefully. Yes, he gambled. Yes, he lived a very wrong life, a very toxic life. But on that great night of the Mahashivratri, he came to the temple hungry. But he didn't eat until it was finished. He fasted technically the whole night. Not only did he fast the entire night, but he remained in that temple while the singing and the dance and the mantras was being chanted. He listened to the name of Shiv Baba. Not only that, but when devotees offered their prasad and their bay leaf, he stood there or sat there and he looked at them. He was in the presence where devotion to Shiv Baba was being done. His mind was only focused on that lingam as they were putting the bay leaves and the prasad. And when the entire Mahashivratri was finished, O servants of Yamdev, he took that prasad and right before he got caught, he ate that prasad of Shiv Baba. How can a person like that not meet Lord Shiva? How can a person like that not merge with Lord Shiva. Even though he has done so much wrong, on the great night of the Mahashivratri, with love and devotion, purity in your heart, purity in your mind and your words, the impossible can be made possible. Those that would have made mistakes can be cleared and freed from those mistakes. You and I are human beings. We will make mistakes. But you can focus your mind on Shiv Baba with love and devotion, especially on that night of the Mahashivratri, and you will be freed from your sins. With those words, my dear devotees, the servants of Yamdev, they returned, and the gunners of Lord Shiv, they took Guna Nidhi into the heavenly abode. Taking Guna Nidhi into the heavenly abode, he appeared before Shiv Baba and Parvati Ma. He appeared before Shiv Baba and Parvati Ma, and he served them. He served them. And my dear friends, you know what took place? Shiv Baba blessed him to be reborn on the earth, but as a king by the name of Arindama, the ruler of Kaligna. And when he was reborn as a king, he was only devoted to Lord Shiva. It is said everyone who was in that kingdom with him, in that village with him, he would make them do puja and worship to Shiv Baba as a must. They would always light the diya, the lamp of Lord Shiv, and perform worship to that lingam. He was reborn as a true and a pure bhakta of Shiv Baba, as a king. And because of his service to the Lord, my dear devotees, he died again. And this time, when he returned to Shiv Baba didn't send him back on the earth, but he made him one of the Ashta Dikpala. Do you know what is the Ashta Dikpala? The Ashta Dikpala, my dear devotees, are those that protect the 8 directions: east, west, north, south, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Let me ask you something. He made Guna Nidhi one of the Ashta Dikpala. Who are the Ashta Dikpalas? Who are the Devtas that resides in the 8 directions? Who resides in the south? His name starts with letter Y. Yamraj, the god of death. Who resides in the east? Indra, the god of the heavens. Who resides in the west? Varun Dev, the god of the ocean. Who resides northeast? Lord Vishnu. Who resides southeast? Starts with letter A. Agni, the god of fire. Who resides in the northwest direction? The god of the wind, Vayudev. And who resides in the southwest direction? Nitriti, who's a demigod. I called out each direction besides one. Which one I didn't call? Listen again. Ashta Dikpal. Yamraj in the south. Indra in the east. Vishnu in the west. Varun in the west, Vishnu in the northeast. Agni in the southeast. Vayu in the northwest. And Nitriti in the southwest. Which direction I didn't call? North. It is said, my dear devotees, Guna Nidhi, having returned to Shiv Baba, he blessed him to be the Ashta Dikpal of the north. From being Guna Nidhi to being a king, it is said, my dear devotees, Lord Shiva, he blessed him to be the god that protects the north. Not known as Guna Nidhi, but known as the god of wealth. His name was Kubera. Prem se bolo Shankar Bhagwan ki, Uma Bari Mahadev ki. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho.
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 Shankara,
Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shambho Mahadeva. Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara Shambho. Shankara Shiva Shankara Shiva Shankara Shambhu
Shankara
Shiva Shankara Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva Shankara Shiva Shankara Shiva Shambhu Mahadeva Shankara Shiva Shankara Shiva Shankara Shambhu 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 Shankara Shiva Shankara Shiva Shankara Shambhu
Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. So at this, my dear devotees, we have come to the end of our beautiful katha tonight. So at this point in time, I ask you to come as we join together in the chanting of Om Namah Shivaya 108 times as we offer the bale. And then we have Havan. While Havan is being done, we'll have a beautiful bhajan by Priya Devi, Arti, and a beautiful bhajan by Vayu. So together, we all join in chanting Om Namah Shivaya as we offer the 108 bale leaves. Hari Om. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. So while how is in progress, we have a beautiful bhajan, of course, by Priya Devi, and then we all stand for closing arati, and I pass the vayu.
तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव शिव तुम हृदय से बोलो, मन मंदिर का ये पर्दा खोलो। शिव शिव तुम हृदय से बोलो, मन मंदिर का ये पर्दा खोलो। अब सर खाली न आए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। अब सर खाली न जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। ये दुनिया पंजे का मेला, समझोर जना है अकेला। ये दुनिया पंजे का मेला, समझोर जना है अकेला। तन मन साथ न जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीत जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीत जाए मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। पूजन में मस्त बनी जा, भक्ति सुधा रस पन की जा। शिव पूजन में मस्त बनी जा, भक्ति सुधा रस पन की जा। दर्शन विश्वनाथ के पाए, जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए, मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। तेरे पल पल बीता जाए, मुख से जप ले नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय।
Beautiful. So, आप लोग कराओ जाएं. Let us all join together in a very short arti, and then of course our closing prayer. Jai Shiva Omkara, Hare Shiva Omkara, Om Jai Shiva Omkara, Hare Shiva Omkara, Om Jai Shiva Omkara, Hare Shiva Omkara, Om Jai Shiva Omkara, Hare Shiva Omkara. ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव वरदंगे दारा, ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव वरदंगे दारा। जय शिव ओंकारा, हरे शिव ओंकारा, ओम जय शिव ओंकारा, हरे शिव ओंकारा। एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे, एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजे। हंसनन गरुडासन विश्वाहन साजे। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा, हरे शिव ओंकारा। दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दस मुख अति सोहे। दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दस मुख अति सोहे। त्रिगुण रूप निरते त्रिभुवन जन मोहे। ओम जय शिव ओंकारा, हरे शिव ओंकारा, 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 ओम जय शिव ओंकारा, हरे शिव ओंकारा। प्रेम से बोलो शंकर भगवान की जय. So I asked of course Panaji to do closing prayer, and then I'll pass to Vayu. As we all put hands together, we close our beautiful eyes as we have come to the end of our satsang tonight.
Hari Om. Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktahinam janadanam yad pujitam nayadevam paripurnam tarasame. Shiva Hare Shiva Rama Sakhe Prabhu Yajnadatta Parivarana He Vivu Ajajane Shadayadrava Pahima. Shiva Hare Vijayam Guru Mevaram Pratidinam Kushalam Jaya Mangalam. Tvameva Mata Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam मम देव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम।
प्रेम से बोलो शंकर भगवान की
जय।
उमा बरी महादेव की
जय।
प्रेम से बोलो श्री हनुमान स्वामी की हर हर महादेव की सत्य सनातन धर्म की
जय।
Turn to those next to you and greet each other. Sitaram. My dear devotees, I thank each and every one of you for being here to Sankhya television and all of the viewers. May Bhagwan bless you. I hope whatever little I said today, you are able to understand. Remember, when you see that parent smile, make sure they are smiling because of you. If you see them cry, don't ever let that cry, that tear, be because of you. My dear devotees, until next time, I say to all the members of my group, thank you boys very, very much for being here. Sabkoi, Sitaram.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Nagendraraya Trilochanaya Bhashmangarakaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Sudyaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Kapura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Saram Bhujagendraram Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Saitam Namami. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Devo Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya. Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Trayambakam yajamai sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam eva bandhanam mrityormokshiyamamritaत्. Om Trayambakam yajamai sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam eva bandhanam mrityormokshiyamamritaत्. Om Trayambakam yajamai sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam eva bandhanam mrityormokshiyamamritaत्. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Sankhya Television is not only the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, but Sankhya TV also has the most coverage. You can find Sankhya Television on YouTube by searching for Sankhya Television. On the Sankhya Television's YouTube channel, you can find all previously recorded yagnas and all Sankhya TV exclusive programming. Don't forget to click subscribe so you can be notified.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva.